In the 2.5 years between our losing Columbia and going to return to flight, between 2003 and 2005, program managers for the space shuttle were confronted with a lot of challenges, not least of which was finding a successor to the space shuttle, because we knew very quickly that we are going to stop flying it very, very soon. So we return to the shuttle's primary objective, and that is safely completing construction of the International Space Station. It would become the program's mantra, and we would repeat this over and over again. No mission schedule was too tight, and no mission too important to be rushed. This is truly a test program. We send the mission up, we bring it home, and then we do a flight readiness review to see, yeah, we're actually ready to go fly this thing again. Eileen Collins is commander of Discovery for STS-114. Eileen Collins was the first woman to pilot a space shuttle on STS-63, and she was also the first woman to command a space shuttle on STS-93. Now on STS-114, it's her final mission. She's going to retire after this. On July 26, 2005, Discovery gets the shuttle program flying again as Discovery lifts off the pads with Eileen Collins, Jim Kelly, Seiichi Noguchi, Steve Robinson, Andy Thomas, Wendy Lawrence, and Charlie Camadra on board. On arrival at the International Space Station, the crew of the station gather at windows to watch Discovery come up from below, not for the aesthetic of it, but because they're going to help Eileen Collins carry out one of the most incredible maneuvers of the shuttle program. It would be repeated by 20 shuttle missions from 2005 to 2011. As Eileen Collins took control of Discovery and brought her in closer to about 100-150 feet away from the station, she started to raise Discovery's nose and then backflipped the shuttle 360 degrees, allowing the crew on the space station to inspect her belly and nose for damaged tiles. We didn't spot any damaged tiles, but we did notice a few protruding gap fillers, these little pieces of cardboard that run in the spaces between the tiles, which just help the engineers to place the tiles on the shuttle, because we have to replace the heat shield every few flights. So she gave control of the shuttle back to Jim Kelly, or Vegas as he is known, and he performed the docking. And we thought that the crew in the station was happy to see Eileen and her crew, but really they just wanted their coffee. The station had been living off Progress resupply flights for the last 2 years, and they were running low on just basic things like coffee and chocolate. just and so when we got inside the station and finished off our resupplies, we gave the station £2,000 of cargo, and then we start to think, Houston sends us up the word to Eileen, right, those gap fillers that we saw, we want to practice our ability to carry out in-flight repair. That was one of the big things that we honed during the 2-year gaps, the ability to repair the space shuttle in orbit. So although the damage to the gap fillers would be under no circumstances fatal, we decide to go out and repair them anyway, just for practice. So Seiichi and Steve Robinson suit up in the airlock and venture out of Discovery, and with Seiichi's help, Steve goes out over the side of Discovery, over her belly, underneath the space shuttle, and just pulls out these gap fillers with his fingers, puts them in his pocket for disposal on board the International Space Station. And that proved to us that we were able to take extraordinary handicaps with the shuttle and overcome them. It showed us that we were actually capable of flying the space shuttle safely. This rendezvous pitch maneuver, backflipping Discovery and carrying out in-flight repairs would be an operation carried out by every single shuttle mission to visit the International Space Station for the final 6 years of its life. When we undocked Discovery on August 7th, we start free flying, and as we came over Australia, Suichi was looking out the window. He was on a break and was looking out the window, and suddenly he was looking down and saw this amazing thing down below him, because in the atmosphere over the south, it looked as if there were green flames, rivers of fire, crisscrossing the Earth's atmosphere far below him. And when Eileen came up and looked down as well, she said, "Oh yeah, it's the Aurora Australis. It's the Southern Lights." And this incredible view of them looking at it from above rather than below. And they snapped off a few pictures, and incredibly they actually came out. Soichi didn't want to take the pictures because he thought that they wouldn't come out, but they did. These amazing photographs of the Aurora Australis from above. STS-114 and Discovery's crew safely began the final chapter in the Space Shuttle program's epic history, with a smooth pre-dawn landing at Edwards Air Force Base in California on August 9th, 2005. We're ready to finally finish construction of our International Space Station, and that would be the shuttle's primary objective from then until the end of the program.